Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 14. Okay, let's get into it. Now, so if I gotta rate this episode, I'd give this episode a good probably 4 out of 5. Okay, it kind of reminded me of old school Atlanta, the shenanigans a little bit, the drama a little bit, it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't great. Maybe a 3.5 out of 5. 3.5 to 4. Okay, it wasn't a bad episode. Okay, let's get into it. So this is their second day in Grenada. Okay. The episode starts out with Angela trying to call Charles. Literally, she's trying to call Charles, okay? In the little caption, production editors, they're trying to be messy and they're like, yes, Angela trying to call Charles, and they put the time. They said it was 10 a.m. in the morning. Oh girl, like oh girl, like, I hate this for Angela so bad. Angela, all girls deserve a man who shows them, that they love them. Like, just, I don't know, just showered in love. Just, I don't know. But if Angela likes it, I love it. Okay. So they're eating breakfast downstairs. Okay. And the girls are popping out slowly but surely. Okay. And so is Kelly's nipple. It wouldn't be a Real Housewives of Atlanta episode if Kelly's nipple wasn't showing. Okay. They're like, girl, where's your pasty? Girl, Kelly does not care. Kelly is one of them free the nip girls. Okay. She does not care. Okay. Love that for Kelly. Love that for Kelly. Okay. They're like, oh, her titties, her boobs a little too big for, her body. And I feel the same way about JT. You don't ever see her, girl, they just a little too big. Like, girl, they don't fit her frame. It's like, okay. But if she likes it, I love it. Moving on, okay? So, I guess they went out the night before and they were taking shots and whatnot. And, Britt's looking down at the girls for taking shots. Okay, she says shots are for college girls. What does that mean? Who doesn't take shots? Britt, what are you talking about? I know you're not trying to serve a lesson on etiquette, okay, on some type of etiquette when you hosted a party and you ain't even have food for everybody at the party, or you ain't even have chairs for everybody at the party. What are you talking about, Britt? Like, girl, anyways. Shamia, she still doesn't have her luggage. Matter of fact, her luggage is lost at this point, okay? But she did have some clothes in her carry-on, and she came out looking like City Trends. Like, the two-piece suit was giving City Trends. Oh, I hate it for Shamia. Does she have a stylist? If she does, you dropping the ball. You dropping the ball. Okay. I'm sorry. Everybody was downstairs except Portia. I didn't see her. Maybe I missed it. I don't know. But they later go, they're splitting into 2 groups. Okay. One group is going to go to the waterfalls, and then the other group is going to go cook. Okay. To go to a cooking session. It was Shamia's group, and then you had Kelly's group, because those are the 2 hosting the trip. Okay. So Portia joins everybody. They drive to wherever they're going. Okay. During the drive, Shamia starts talking about Britt and her empty box of donations. Okay. She knows she's wrong for that. She knows she's wrong for that. So Britt, you remember how Britt was like, oh, I got somebody coming with more shit. They're on their way. Turns out nobody was on their way. Like we all knew. Instead of donating more shit, she sends $250 through Cash App. $250. What? Okay. Okay, girl. Anyways, she probably had to borrow that through Cash App. But Phaedra gets to speaking about Charles. She says that she used to hang out with Charles, and like, I just don't like how everybody got Charles' name in their mouths. But like, production kind of messy for even asking everybody about Charles. But Phaedra, like, girl, shut it. Girl, I don't know, girl. You like always rushing to be messy or some shit. Like, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. But messy makes good TV. So go ahead, I guess. The Prime Minister is going to show up. They talk about the Prime Minister is going to show up to their dinner that they're going to have later on. Okay. That everybody needs to be on time. They say Drew is never on time. Drew is always late. And I noticed it because, like, sometimes when they be throwing events, Drew's like the last to show up. Not gonna lie, I be a little late girl too. Like Drew low key, like I don't know. Sometimes it's like you don't want to be there, but it's like Drew be giving. She don't want to be there, but she just be showing up because it's her job. But like I'm gonna leave her alone on that. Okay, she did end up being there on time with the rest of the ladies. But anyway, so they get to the waterfalls. Okay, the other group Kelly's group goes to the cooking session. Okay, with the fine men's. That it was in the caption, cooking session with fine men. And they were a little cute, they were cute or whatnot. Okay, and then the other group, they go, Kelly's group, no, not Kelly's, Shamia's group, they go to the waterfall. And upon arriving to the waterfall, there's a man standing there with like a little tiny monkey on his shoulder. And Phaedra in her confessional goes, monkeys are racist. Like, oh girl, like, Phaedra, I don't know what to think about Phaedra. Phaedra makes me laugh, okay? Her ignorance, it makes me laugh. And it's like, how can you be this ignorant? You a lawyer. I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, has she won a case? Win a case. Remember when Cynthia told her to win a case? Bro, anyways. So the other girls, they're making traditional grenade and dishes, okay? Then the waterfall girls, they're under the waterfall having a blast, doing waterfall things. And they're all in bathing suits. They're all in bathing suits. They all look good. Shamia says that she's a little insecure because her body isn't two-piece ready. I was so confused. Shamia, you look great. You look great. Your fashions can be tacky, but your body is tea. It is. It is. What are you talking about, Shamia? And then not only that, but like, y'all edit the pictures after y'all take the pictures anyways, okay? So like, I don't know, Shamia. I don't know. Even if you did, like girls like Shamia, even if they did go and get surgery, they'd still be on IG editing the hell out their pictures anyways. So it's like, what's the point? Whatever you want. Like, if you want a 6-pack abs, girl, just edit it in. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Shamia. But you look good. What are you talking about? So they have a blast or whatever, okay? So the cooking girls, the girls that went to go cook, they got one to sit down and eat, right? And I don't know if you noticed this, but from the time that they got to the cooking session, hold on. Ghetto. Anyways, from the time that they got to the cooking session, right? It was people swatting like flies away from the food that they were supposed to be cooking / eating, the drinks that they were drinking. They were swatting flies away. And that's like, I hate outdoor dining. Like, they could have did this inside. I'm just not outdoor dining, girl. It's just flies. Flies lay eggs. I don't know if y'all seen that TikTok. There's a TikTok. I'm going off on a tangent, but there's a TikTok of this lady showing her sons that, hey, if you leave food out, flies are going to get in the food and lay eggs. And then, like, I was like, what is she talking about? And then she zoomed in the camera and she revealed the fly eggs in the food. Baby, I already did not like outdoor dining. It's hot. I don't like the weather. It's just too many variables, okay, out of my control. Please sit me down inside. But anyways, they sit down to eat. Britt's like, oh, I can't eat that stuff because it got pork and beef in it. And, like, even if you like give me the vegetables in the meal, I still can't eat it because the juices were on there. I don't know if she's a vegetarian or what. I don't know. Just Britt says she can't eat the food. So the girls at the waterfall bring up how Britt brought up Apollo in the last episode. You remember that weird ass shit when she was like, yeah, my husband invited Apollo. They're friends. He was at my event, whatnot. And she was telling this to Phaedra. And Phaedra wasn't even at the event. So she's like, what the fuck you telling me this for? I don't give a fuck what that man does. Anyways. Oh, girl. Ooh. Anyways. So, I just found that so funny. She said, I don't care what that boy do. Like, I don't know. I actually like Phaedra and Apollo together. But I can understand why they're not together. Apollo is a dog, but Apollo's still fine. I don't know. Apollo's still fine. Tell me? Yeah. 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 So, Portia brings up how Britt said that she didn't feel supported by the ladies. And I was just so confused because they showed up to your golf tournament / product chipping endorsement. I don't know what the fuck that event is still to this day, but they showed up. They followed the dressing, the dress code and everything. So I'm like, what are they not supporting you in? What do they have to support you in? Support what, Britt? Like, anyways, girl, like always searching for something to be a problem. I just feel like that's the type of person Britt is. Like, girl, anyways. The ladies talk about Drew and Black. I don't personally, do I care? I don't know. Unless Black is gonna be on the show, I don't care. I don't care. And it goes to show you that when they run out of things to talk about, they go back to Drew and what Drew's doing and who Drew is popping her to. So, okay. Anyways. So they go back to the house to get ready for this dinner that they're supposed to have with the Prime Minister. Okay. So Shamia actually dressed nice, okay? Everybody looked, that they're good. I was so afraid because I'm like, this is a political figure y'all are going to meet. Please dress appropriately. Please. Okay? And they didn't do too bad. It was giving Fashion Nova, but I guess we are in a different age of fashion, so this is the best that we gonna get. So Shamia actually looked nice, and not because she was wearing her own fashions. It was Portia's dress that she was wearing because her bag was still stuck in Atlanta or wherever the fuck it was. It was lost, okay? And I think that was low-key a blessing to Shamia because I feel like if she did have her clothing, she'd come out looking a damn fool. So, so yeah. Anyways, Charles finally answers the phone for Angela. And he's so uninterested in talking to her. And just like, she's trying to write it off like, oh, he's just mad because it was our anniversary. And, like, he not getting no booty. Angela, I just wish you could see how this looks to everybody else. But, moving on. Downstairs, Shamia says that she's not pressuring nobody to drink. So I guess Britt had a problem. She brought up something about how Shamia wanted to take shots of tequila, and she had a problem with that because I guess she drank too much tequila the night before, and she was trying to blame it on Shamia. She threw up outside the van, and I don't know. Britt just, I don't know. She equates taking shots to hood rat behavior. Her words, not mine. Okay? Now, Britt, you not anybody to talk about no type of hood rat behavior. Like, matter of fact, I feel like you're, out of everybody on this cast, you're damn near the poster child for hood rat behavior. You and Portia. But you specifically, let's focus on you because you want to bring up hood rat behavior. Okay? Like, you were the one talking about pistols and whips. Threatening Kenya's life. Pistols and whips? Only hood rats talk like that. I'm sorry. Like, what? Britt, please, okay? Britt says they are classy women, okay? Please watch your words. Britt, classy women. Britt, you? Girl, first of all, classy women don't make threats, okay? They don't threaten people with pistols and whips, okay? Classy women do not spread their legs in a car dealership. Y'all remember that shit? She was spreading her legs in a car dealership with her husband and some random man and then left not buying nothing. Okay, anyways. Classy women don't take their tops off in front of a camera crew and their coworkers. That's classy? Okay. So they head to the dinner. Okay. And the dinner was actually like riveting. Shit. I actually like this dinner. This dinner was cute. Okay. They got down to the things. Okay. They head down to the dinner and they talk about, the giving back and the donating, because Grenada recently had a hurricane and, they put together like care packages to bring to Grenada during their trip. Okay. So the whole table is pretty much shading Britt about her donations, especially Shamia. Hold on. My bad. I heard like man noise. Okay, so they're shading Britt about her donations, okay? Shamia talks about how, you know, she low key throws shade and she's like, yeah, whatever. I appreciate how, like, you know, she talks about how she pretty much Britt rolled up with her Birkin and Rolls Royce in one box of tissue, whatever. Okay, Britt clocks it. She's like, I feel like that's shade. Well, baby, a hit dog gonna holler. And, yeah. Okay, so she was like, Shamia, if you want to address me directly, you know? And Shamia, for some reason, she wants to hide her hands all of a sudden. I'm like, Shamia, you were throwing all this shade and stuff. Like, why not own up to it? Why not own up to it? Okay. So she's like, oh no, I wasn't throwing shade at you pretty much. But like, Shamia, she was like, everybody here got Birkins and Rolls Royces. I drive a Rolls Royce. She drives a Rolls Royce. I guess she was pointing at Portia. But I'm like, Shamia, you know damn well who you were talking about. It was only one person who showed up with a Birkin and a Rolls Royce that day. Come on. If you're going to throw shade, own up to it. You know, don't hide your hands when addressed about it. Like, I feel like that was a little... Ugh, that was a punk move, Shamia. You know? No. So Kelly was like, you know what? Forgive my friend Britt because she don't know no better. She don't know no better. She didn't know that, like, you know, when you are asked to donate to a cause like this, like, you know, you actually step up to the plate and donate, like, you know, put your big girl drawers on and bring something of substance. Get what I'm saying? This is the same girl. I mean, like, Britt's the same girl who doesn't know that you're supposed to feed your guest at an event. So forgive her. Forgive. She's new to this life. Anyways, Shamia told Britt that, and Britt says that Shamia told her to donate whatever she feels. Okay? Before donating, Shamia told Britt to donate whatever she feels. So Britt, you pulled up with a box full of, not full of anything, actually it was empty. You pulled up with a box with 3 paper towels in it. That's how you felt? That's how you felt? And then upon pressuring you a little bit more, you sent $250. So that's how you felt? Okay, Britt. Whatever. Oh, Lord. Now you couldn't even get like a couple cans of like canned vegetables, like nothing, corn, green beans, something. Okay, Britt. Feeling stingy, huh? Anyways, Shamia tells Britt to calm down, and she reveals that she personally took Britt out and talked to Britt about her, you know, stingy ass donation. Okay. So moving on, Britt asks the table if anybody else has something to say to her. Okay. Portia mentions how Britt brought up the fact that she didn't feel supported by the girls or whatever. Okay, Britt condescendingly was like, oh, are you talking to me? Or like, you know, she comes back with her smart remarks or whatever. Not really smart though, like, I don't know. Like, Portia was genuinely, like, I feel like she was asking her, like, how do you not feel supported? Okay. Portia clocks Britt's demeanor, okay? And from one girl with anger problems, she notices that the situation was escalating. So Portia tells Britt, let's talk in a friendly manner, okay? Let's talk in a friendly tone. Okay, Britt brings up the fact that Portia ignored her in the group chat. Portia was like, baby, you didn't put your name. I didn't know who was texting me, so that's why I didn't pay attention to, you know, your message in the group chat or whatnot. Okay? Amongst all this argument, Phaedra is chomping down. Okay? Doing what she does best. Chomping down and making faces. Okay? The Prime Minister pulls up amongst all this arguing. Okay, so they tone it down real quick. Real quick. Okay? I thought this was going to be a mess. Like, please do not be arguing in front of this fucking man. Like, get it together. This is not a good look. But they pulled it together. Okay? Phaedra and Drew. Phaedra says Drew got on a Temu outfit. Okay? Now, Phaedra, like, I don't know. I don't like when she shades people like this. Like, you know, she's always been a hot popping bitch her whole life. Okay? Phaedra, you've never been nobody's fashionista. Okay? Your outfits give Timu, matter of fact. You dress like a Fashion Nova girl. Your outfits don't specifically, they don't give luxury. They don't give expensive. They don't give like, you know, mesmerizing. They're not iconic. Like, fall back, Phaedra, please. Like the dress you were wearing, what was it? Like a tinfoil green tube top. Like, I don't know. I don't know. That looks like something you could buy on fucking Temu. Hello. I don't know. So the girls are gushing over the prime minister, and personally, I didn't see what they saw. Um, he looked like a small man. I don't like small men. I don't know. No, I'm not gonna say I don't like small men, okay? Because you never know what you gonna like. Like a small man might come across, and I might be like, damn, he looks good. But that prime minister, I don't know. I just didn't see it. I didn't see what they saw. So the prime minister leaves after chatting them up for a little bit. Okay, he got shit to do. Angela that goes on. Okay, they're talking about wedding rings and stuff, and Angela says that Charles doesn't wear his wedding ring. Okay, Portia in her confessional, she goes, "Does this girl have Tourette's? Because she keeps blurting out her business." Portia, I hate to break it to you, but when you're on a reality TV show, you talk about your business. It's called The Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's not a sitcom, okay? Even as produced as it is, it's not a sitcom, okay? It's not a gaming show. It's a reality TV show. That's the genre it falls under. So on a reality TV show, you got to keep it real, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what goes through that girl head. Ugh, girl. Not even girl. She's 40 something. Portia, you are I'm going to refer to you as a lady. Lady. Angela gets an anniversary cake, okay? They pull out an anniversary cake because she missed her anniversary with Charles because she had to be at this vacation, okay? Which I thought was nice. Like, I feel like Angela had it rough the first couple episodes. Like they were trying to gang up on her and whatnot. But like it was a nice, touch that the girls did. Nice little touch that the girls did. I'll give them that. Okay, so the dinner's over. They go back to the resort, and Britt is talking about not being invited to the ladies' homes and stuff like that. Picking up where the argument left off pretty much. But they're in two separate vans driving back to the villa that they're staying in. Okay, Britt's talking about she's never been to the ladies' homes, and they've never invited her to, or she's never invited them to her home. And like I'm like, first of all, Britt, is that your home? Like I've said before, it gives Airbnb, okay? And I understand Airbnb hosts, like, yeah, Airbnbs don't like too many people up in their house or something like that. Like I don't know. So maybe that's why she invite the girls over to her house. She didn't want them finding out that it's actually an Airbnb. Who knows? And besides that, Portia can't film in her house. Should I say Simon's house? I don't know. Portia can't film in her own house. She can't film her own scenes in her own house. So she can't even invite you over. Okay, so that's that. Okay. Basically, Britt's saying the girls really don't fuck with her like that, which, what is a reason to? Phaedra she goes and tells Britt what's up, okay? I'm gonna give Phaedra her props for doing this. Phaedra tells Britt that, baby, pretty much you're aggressive automatically when talking to the girls, okay? When they bring something up to you, you're aggressive automatically, and that you need to be a little bit more friendly. I appreciate Phaedra for keeping it real with Britt, because I feel like somebody has to tell her, baby, you do not have to react like a pit bull, okay? Anytime you get confronted with anything, like chill out. Not everything is a battle. Okay, so amongst this, in the other van, Gerald calls Shamia. This is where the episode gets heavy, okay, for me. Gerald calls Shamia and basically tells her that the nanny, I guess, that's taking care of Shiloh is like a terrible nanny, that she's throwing the baby around. Shiloh is sick, okay? Because Shiloh has been laying in a crib in her room with no clothes on in a cold ass room. Baby, what? Whew. Shiloh has she's not disabilities. She's like Shiloh is her immune system's not the best, okay? And she's in a sick room. She's not in a sick room. What do I say? She's in a cold room where she could get sick. Okay? She doesn't have a strong immune system. Baby, ooh, I got so mad. I got so mad when I heard this. Gerald's like, yeah, you got to call up the agency and basically tell them that this nanny, we can't work with her no more. Baby, it's to me, it was beyond that. It was beyond just firing the nanny. Now, for me, the moment I heard that, I would have been on a plane, the first plane out of Grenada to Atlanta to whoop that bitch ass. There's nothing else. Like, that's it. That's it. And I got the bond money. Yeah, girl, if you Shamia, she got the bond money. I would have been on the first plane to go whoop that bitch ass. Because what do you mean you leaving my baby in her crib in a cold ass room with no pajamas on and you throwing her around? Like, what? Oh, girl. No, me. Nah, not me. So Shamia, for some reason, Shamia didn't show much emotion when Gerald told her this. She said, basically, that's not good. I don't like critiquing mothers. Maybe she was trying to keep it calm for the camera. Maybe I'll give her that. I'll give her that. Maybe that's what was going down. I don't know. But this is not the first time Gerald has called her and told her that something with Shiloh, something's wrong, something went wrong with Shiloh, and she just stayed calm and just like it didn't matter. That's a little concerning to me. I really don't like critiquing parenting like this, but like Shamia, how are you not on the first flight back to Atlanta? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Your child is sick. Like, granted, she's with Gerald, and Gerald seems like a great father, very involved in his kid's life. But like me, like, I don't know. I wouldn't just leave that just for Gerald to like. I don't know. I don't know, baby. What would y'all have done? You get a call like that. Anyways, so they get back to the villa and they're comforting Shamia. Shamia goes to put on a robe, but like low key, did y'all notice that she still got the dress on from the dinner? She still had that dress on while wearing the robe. Girl, I'm not putting on a robe over my outside clothes. That's weird, but she like it, I love it. Okay. So they gather around her, they comfort her, they pray for her and stuff like that. And yeah, but at the same time, I'm thinking like, Shamia, your baby, get on a plane, bitch. Ooh, ooh. Okay, my luggage ain't even here. Like, girl, peace out. I don't even have to pack nothing. Um, so Britt gets to crying and carrying on, pretty much kind of making the moment about her in a way. Okay, brings up the argument that they had, and it's just so weird. Britt is not wired. She's not wired correctly. I don't know. Like, I feel like something's like click. Like it's not something just wrong. It's just off. She's very off sometimes. Okay, so it goes from that. So they get to laughing and stuff and kikiing and hee and ha haing. I'm like, what's going on here? It's so weird. I don't know. I wouldn't be in no position, in no headspace to even like laugh afterwards. I understand you gotta laugh to keep from crying sometimes, but me, I could laugh later. Let me just go handle what I gotta do with my baby, what I gotta handle with my baby, and I'll be back to kiki with y'all girls. That's just me. But so Britt gets to carrying on, and she's like, okay, let's take shots now. The girl who don't like shots is offering to take shots, and at some point she just starts wilding out. She takes off her top, okay, and puts her titties on the counter. That's the end of the episode. That's not classy, but that's it. That's all that happened. Anyways, let me know what y'all thought about the episode. Okay, comment, like the video, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Okay.